I'm Daniel Perez. I'm one of your co-hosts.
And I am Messi Morales, and we are
You're Unqualified Heroes. So, once again, special episode, as it always will be. And we got some stuff going on. We got the She-Hulk finale. We got Black Adam coming next week.
Yep.
Time to go back to theaters. We got some other breaking news related to other. We got a huge breaking news that we already mentioned on our Instagram at some point. So if you haven't seen it, go watch our video. So we're going to break it all down for you, and it's going to be a good episode. So first piece of news, I'll start off with DC because everything else is Marvel related. DC, I don't know if Messi wants to hear this because, I don't know, he's being weird. He wants to go in with a clean slate.
Because I have heard news about everything that's gonna happen on Black Adam, even with the Rock freaking person, like giving stuff away without actually saying it. And there's reviews about the movie because the world premiere in the US was last Wednesday, and there's a lot of critics giving their opinions, and I did not read any of them. But Daniel wanted to be a very good person for those who have not read them. He can talk to them and hear, but I will have to suffer and listen to it because I didn't want to listen to it. So, Daniel.
All right, here's the thing. I can't help myself. I can help myself from spoilers if it's like the day before, like a couple days before, because I know everyone be leaking stuff. So like, all right, I'll stay off for a little bit. That's fine. But like watching reviews, they don't really spoil stuff in reviews. They don't go in depth. So I'm like, I gotta know. So here's what I read. It is very mixed. There were reviews that were like, this is awesome. This is everything I wanted in a Black Adam movie. DC is back. It's action. It's good pacing. It's good characters. And then I saw reviews that were like, this is terrible pacing. This is terrible action. The character development is sloppy. This is not what I expected from Black Adam DC. I'm like, bro, these are two completely different. Yo, what movies did you guys watch? Because these are two completely different movies. One thing that I did see that was accurate among everything was, I don't know his name in person. I know his, but the character who plays Dr. Fate. They said Dr. Fate was amazing in that movie. That he stole the show. There's always one person that steals the show. They're like, yep, that person stole the show. And almost always, it's a side character. I feel like if you're brought onto a role for a movie or a show, you'd rather be a side character because you have a greater chance of stealing the show than the main character. It's just the way it is. I don't know if Messi's looking up his name.
I am looking it up. Give me a second.
But yeah, so Dr. Fate stole the show. I'm super excited for Dr. Fate because if you don't know much about him in the comics, he's freaking dope. And some of the reviews were like, in a broad way, they were like, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. The post-credit scene got the most audience noise or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't dive into it. I heard it's leaked. So if you don't want to be spoiled.
That was on TikTok. I was scrolling on TikTok just like 2 hours ago, and it was like leaked post Adam Black Adam footage. I was like, swipe.
Yeah, so it's out there. So be
it's
very
out
careful.
And if you think you're safe being on the Rock's Instagram page or TikTok or whatever it is, you're not safe. Because this man is low key spoiling without spoiling. He's spoiling.
You don't care. You don't care.
You don't. He's one of the richest men in America right now, and most popular like A-list celebrities. He can do whatever he wants. What are they gonna do? Tell him no? And it's not even like it's a Marvel. It's DC. DC got nothing. They can't stop him.
Yeah. Is okay. So I found his name again. We were very unqualified because if
Is
you're
it Pierce?
familiar,
It's like
yeah,
something Pierce, right?
Pierce Brosnan. I think that's how you say his name.
Okay. I remember. I know Pierce was. I thought it was his last name, but so that's him. Good job. He did great. So if you were excited for Black Adam, I don't know. You either hated it or liked it. It seems like it.
Yeah, so go watch it. Go create your own opinion
Create your
before
own
you
opinion.
watch other people's opinions, and then you form your opinion based on other people's. So go watch it.
Go watch it. All right. We got two more pieces of news. Messi, you can break down one of them.
All right. So I was online. No, I posted a video. We posted a video on our socials saying there are some delays. And again, we spoke about this I think two episodes ago about Blade. As you'll know, or if you didn't know, well, you know now, that the director of Blade created a movie that in the
Sucked.
MCU, yeah, I there's no easier word to say it. It sucked. Kevin Feige didn't like it, and because Kevin Feige didn't like it, you gotta go. So he said peace out to the director. That being said, that means they have to create a new story. So by creating a new story, that means they have to create a new script. They have to reshoot almost everything that they had. Mind you, they had shot already most of the movie or
Yep.
all the movie. We don't know how long they got on the progress of filming, but they had some stuff filmed. And all that
Gone.
because everything is gonna be new, and
Erased.
because everything is new, they gotta push back the date. So that being said, all the movies after starting with Blade and moving forward got delayed. So Blade now is coming on September 6th, 2024. Following with Deadpool 3, November 8th, Fantastic Four, February 14th, Kang Dynasty, May 2. There's an announced project for Marvel Studios. We don't know what it is yet. Hopefully, it's an X-Men project. That'll be so cool. At November 7th, and Secret Wars. It got pushed back from 6 months after Kang to almost a whole year. So we got the Infinity War and Endgame time in a way of a year. I personally do like this delays. We wanted this at the very beginning. So this they have time now to create a story, and if they have created already, they can fix what they thought was good and make it better. So pros and cons. Pros, we may get a better visual effects, good script, story movie. The cons, it may take longer to get it, but I'm okay with it. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's one of the news. Yeah.
There was a bunch of memes that were like the visual effects artists after finding out the delays, and they're like all celebrating. So I do think it's good. I think it helps with just slowing down a little bit. We know Marvel's pushing out a lot of content. So with delays, they're able to take their time on certain projects. It's not like significant delays like well, I mean, it is significant delays, but it's not like, oh, we're being pushed back over a year. I think the largest one pushed back was King Dynasty, which was around 6 months after the original release date, but nothing was more than 6 months, I think. But this is good because, like I said, and Messi said, it'll help with effects, with editing, scripting,
Everything.
visual, everything. But it did make me think. Do you think Blade having to get reshot is the reason the other stuff were delayed, or that like it has such a big purpose in the other films, or do you think that it was already getting delayed and they're like, okay, we can push back some other films too, why not?
Okay, so I think the movies that are getting delayed has something to do either with the plot
Because they are
or
the biggest
like
ones. I
yeah,
mean, that we think.
yeah, because Thunderbolts didn't get announced of a delay. Captain America: New World Order didn't get announced of a delay. Daredevil: Born Again didn't get announced to be a delayed. Agatha, Covenant of Chaos didn't get announced. Iron Heart didn't get announced of any delays. So maybe the projects that have to do with a connection, not like Blade will be in Deadpool. We don't know that. Hopefully that'll be cool. But we don't know that. Maybe there's some plot on Blade that may connect to Deadpool or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside of the
Yeah.
box. I'm not saying that there's gonna be something connected, but there could be something, a reason why they got delays. Or like you said, that they're the biggest projects. So if they delay one project that they think may suffer from the same problem, they they're trying to catch it on early enough so they don't have to do the same thing with Blade.
Yep.
So that could be one other reasons to why they have delayed all these big projects on the upcoming years.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting that they push back more films because in phase 4 and possibly phase 3, whenever a film got delayed, it wouldn't push back the other ones. It would just kind of replace the other one in a sense. So, like, say for example, I'm just gonna give a random example. I don't know if this is true, but Thor comes or Doctor Strange comes before Thor, but originally in their script way back then, Thor was supposed to come before the Doctor Strange movie. So it's like they kind of just swapped them versus just pushing both of them back. So it's interesting that they just pushed them all back versus just letting them switch places. They're like, okay, this film can go here, and then they can just push only one film back. But yeah, we think it's good news. So as far as the other piece of news is, da-da-dun, I don't know, I can't do that Wakanda music, but I heard it in She-Hulk, so like 2
Yeah.
minutes ago, so I was in my head. Wakanda
Wakanda.
forever. People are wondering, when does this film take place? Because obviously, no Chadwick. Rest in peace. They're like, when is it? Is it right after Endgame? Is it a couple years after Endgame? Is Chadwick going to be like alive, quote unquote, in the beginning of the movie? They just never show him, and then at some point he dies in the film. Who knows? Well, we have a little bit of news. The director, Ryan Coogler, said this film takes place roughly 1 year
Yeah, 1 year after his passing.
after his passing. I almost said 1 year after Endgame, but that's wrong, unless he passed right after Endgame. 1 year after his passing. So he will not, quote unquote, die in the film. He would have died before the film. They're not going to be like, oh, our king has passed away. Like, it wouldn't have just happened in a sense. Like, they just found out Black Panther died. Like, this is already happening. They're already grieving, that type of stuff. They said kind of Shuri's having trouble grieving. That's the only part I remember from the quote. That Shuri had trouble grieving, and that it's 1 year later. So 1 year after his passing. That's interesting news.
Yeah. We blah 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 blah. Yeah. We all have seen the trailer. We see that there's some shots in the very beginning, especially for the first teaser trailer. There was mostly showing like a funeral. So I'm thinking the movie starts with
Should
that
start
funeral.
off with the funeral. That'd be
And
interesting.
then after the funeral is over, they do the time jump to the year. And then that's where we still see his family struggling with him passing away. Obviously the threats, Namor coming into the picture. Um, Apparently he's not the villain. We know that. Okay, so we don't know, but we do know because we know, you know, that he's not the villain. There is something obviously bigger um coming into place. Hopefully, is Doctor Doom. But I am not gonna put my expectations for that high. We'll never know. Hopefully it's Doctor Doom. But hopefully the rumors are true that Namor is not the villain. But yeah, hopefully it's Doctor Doom.
Yeah. First off, I really like that plot line where they start off with the funeral and then time jump. I think that's a good plot line. It just boom, you start off strong right there. Start off in the fields. I genuinely thought before they said this that he was gonna die within the film.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were gonna like uh having like another actor wearing a suit and like not him say any words
Right.
and then he dies in like in a battle or something, and then the funeral goes taking place. But I low-key do not want to see that. Let me stop moving. My camera's moving too much.
You're like shaking.
I low-key do want to. I don't want to see that. I think that
I agree. I like this idea better.
yeah, if they do decide, because okay, we don't know anything. If they do decide to show Black Panther died on the big screen, I think that would be like a bigger emotional part of the movie that I don't think people will. Me personally, I don't want to say people. Me personally, will not enjoy seeing him die on the big screen. Like I don't know. Like I feel like if I see him die, I feel like that's Chadwick Boseman dying again in my
Yeah.
like like him dying. Like when I got the news of Chadwick passed away, it was just like a big moment
Shocking.
for his fans that like care about him. Like I do not want to go through that again. Like, as a fan and the person that who follow his movies and stuff like that, and pa 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 ta in the background ta 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 ta. Yeah, but yeah. So that's the recent news
Yeah.
that will take a year after the is passing.
Yep. So that's all the news we have. Next week, we are having our Black Adam episode. Full spoilers. Everything's going to happen. It's going to be a good one. We'll be ready. We're watching Thursday night, opening night. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's good. Hopefully I'm on the side that's good because, no one wants to watch a movie they think sucks.
Yeah. So
And if the
I'm
rumors are
going
true,
expectations. I'm gonna buy a shirt. I'm gonna buy the shirt and I'll wear it on the podcast for next week. I'm not gonna say who the shirt off, but you know what I'm talking about.
if you know, you know.
You know, but we don't know yet. Okay,
Well, we don't know.
so we're done with the news. I think we're done. Do you have anything?
We are done. We're going to go into the She-Hulk finale now, and we'll take a quick ad break. And when we come back, full spoilers ahead. We are back.
Bah, 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 bah.
So, full spoilers ahead.
You have been warned.
Yes, you have. All right. Messi, thoughts on the finale?
Okay, so this finale was not what I was expecting at all. The first half was right on track. Everything was falling into place. It's like, okay, here we go again. Another crappy ending. And then plot twist. I thought my Disney Plus broke, but it didn't. And it took a different route.
The biggest plot twist of all plot twists.
Exactly. It was so twisty that again I thought my Disney Plus broke. Like I thought they like Kevin Feige said like, nope, turn it off. No. But this episode, generally, if you told me not to watch the first 7 episodes and watch the last 2 episodes, I will still understand what's going on.
Because and your life would have been better for it.
Like, probably. Because nothing really major out of the world happened in this last 2 episodes, even on this one. But yet again, this specific, it wasn't bad. Is there's some, like I said, some really plot twists in the second half of the episode, and then they kind of address the formula. The
Yeah.
the MCU formula got roasted in a way. And
It got roasted by
yeah,
themselves.
they basically picked up on them having the same formula basically on every other show, movie, whatever. And she was like, psych, let's reverse the roles. And she did her thing. But yeah, so the episode was good. Not great. It was watchable. I did enjoy it. It was pretty funny, this one. There were some parts that were kind of not off, but I wish it was introduced in a different way.
In a different way.
But it happened on this one. I cannot take it back because there's nothing I can do. But yeah, I give this episode a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I think that's a solid rating. I would also give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good episode. And to me, a 7 is good. So it was a good episode. I give it a 7. Holy crap. That was so unpredictable. But also like it was just like it was just so mind-blowing. Like it's not something, if you had told me like, yeah, she breaks the fourth wall. If you were gonna tell me that she was gonna go into she was gonna talk to Kevin, I would have been like, huh? If you think, like, bro, the self-awareness. I swear they had a team that was just like their sole job was to be on Twitter and just look at tweets and see what was like the general consensus of what people were saying. I swear, bro. What?
You better watch out.
It's just crazy.
You better watch out what you say. You better watch out what you say. Kevin Feige, maybe he'll listen to this.
I got a sniper. Is that a red dot? Bro. All right. We got a lot of stuff in this episode. Setting up future things. Set up season 2. Set up X-Men. Set up Hulk. Set up, what else we got?
Abomination
and Wong. Set up possibly even more Daredevil. Maybe. I don't know. Set up, I'm trying to think what else we got set up. Did I already say season 2?
Almost every future event after this episode, they may change the whole formula.
Yeah.
For almost everything. Do you okay, so little sidetrack to that. Do you think that they have this new formula for Black Panther?
I think Black Panther is so separate from everything else
that they don't. Okay, never mind then. Because okay, so like there's a scene, if you watch the episode, there's a scene when Kevin tells Jen, She-Hulk, to switch to her normal body because she was too expensive to keep on green, and then he asked her to do it in when the camera's not pointing at her, so
bro
she switches. And because they're working on the next project, and then you see all the
Black Panther music.
So yeah, so I thought the connections will be there, that the next movie, which is Black Panther, they will follow the formula that Kevin has created now.
Kevin.
But I
don't know if you noticed, but he was wearing a baseball cap the same way Kevin Feige always wears a baseball cap. He wore a baseball cap. It said Kevin on it. And I was like, that's so funny because Kevin Feige always wears a baseball cap.
I have never seen that man without a baseball cap.
I saw it the second time that I watched it. I was like, he's wearing a baseball cap. bro,
this bro can't go to like the most fancy event, and he needs to wear that cap.
Wear a baseball cap. Yep. Doesn't matter where he's going. The only thing I had wished I had gotten from that interaction was if Kevin Feige voiced Kevin. That would have been so cool.
That would have been so cool. Like, okay, so the thing is with Kevin Feige, I still don't know, still don't understand why. I don't know if he doesn't want to, or he's not an actor or nothing. I still don't believe this man, after 20 plus projects, he still hasn't done a
20
cameo,
plus years of projects.
and still hasn't done a cameo.
Yep, not even 2 seconds. Elon Musk did a cameo.
Like, at least one. Like, okay, yeah, Stanley, he's the old 100% creator of like almost every single project that we have seen, and he was there almost every project until Endgame. Kevin is like, I want to say, like the second person below Stan Lee. Dude, I would like to see Kevin Feige on a big screen.
Do a cameo. This would have been the perfect spot to do a cameo.
You know what
Like
was so
they were
funny?
talking about Kevin.
You know what's so funny? What? There's a movie. Oh, the Ox movie, the Ox with the girl that gets smashed in the house. You know what I'm talking? The Wizard of Ox.
The Wizard of Oz?
Yes. You know. Okay. So you know the very end when they get to the wizard, then he's a guy walking in a room like pressing buttons
with buttons. Yeah.
Exactly. Imagine the same thing with Kevin Feige in a room, just pressing buttons, controlling Kevin,
controlling Kevin.
And then you see like a room and him like looking to the camera, just like closing the door. And
that would have been funny.
Camera just goes back to the Kevin. Dude, they just like that. Say not even. You have to say.
Yeah, not even a single word.
All you have to do is close the door. That would have been so.
That would have been funny.
That would have been gold, bro.
Paycheck. Oh my gosh!
I need my paycheck. I just give you an idea. What's my paycheck, Disney?
It's too late. Wait for season 2.
Season 2, probably.
But really, there's so like, oh my gosh, the self-awareness is crazy. Overall, like you said, I thought it was such a good finale, better than other finales. I thought it was getting weird at first. I'm like, bro, exactly what she was saying. She's like, this is getting messy. I was like, this is too much. I was like, this is
too much going on.
And then whatever his name is,
Todd.
Todd looked like CGI. Looked like I don't even know.
Dude, I don't know if you noticed, like when he got bigger, like his head was like more to the right than like his
head was uneven.
Yeah. And then he goes, "Come on, me, bro." Dude, like the most douchebag line you can put to a person. It's like, "Come on, me, bro."
Come on, me, bro.
I started dying of laughter. And then
it was just so bad.
And then 2 seconds later, Titania. We don't know her name. Yeah. Her, yeah. She comes out of nowhere and breaks another door. I don't think she has gone through any doors in the whole show.
Nope. No doors.
Every door every wall that
she just breaks.
She's like the Kool-Aid man. Like every time she breaks a wall.
The Kool-Aid man. Bro,
walls.
I was so blue-balled by Hulk showing up, fighting Abomination for 2 seconds. I'm like, but why? But also, if we did see that, it was not gonna be as good as we wanted it. Exactly. First off, Hulk was still smart Hulk. Also, what is this? Freaking Kevin Hart versus Dwayne Johnson? Like, bro, Abomination said, Hulk was like, eh. Like, bro, it reminded me of the Super Mario Bros. Trailer when the penguin was like, "Do you yield?" And Bowser was like, "I do not." And then they started throwing snowballs, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, Bowser's getting smacked." And then it like zoomed out, and it was like these little tiny dots hitting Bowser. Bro, that's what it reminded me when I saw Hulk freaking about a punch Abomination. I was like, bro, Abomination's gonna be like, "Are you tickling me?"
Bro, the side comparison between them two is insane. Like, you can't, like, I don't know if they planned that out, but I don't know who got taller or who got shorter.
Hulk got shorter because he's more human-like.
Yeah, but like he got way too short. Like comparing, Like there's a really really big height gap there. Like remember on the 2008 there was not really like Abomination is taller on comics on
Yeah,
video
but not
games.
that much.
Not that's crazy, dude. Like he's like 6 more feet taller than him. Like dude, like your feet
It was
is
bad.
is yeah. But we got little blue balls with that. But it makes sense of why she pulled all that out
It
because then
did.
it would have been just like every generic episode with a big bad and then they use
And then some
the
guy comes
powers
in out of
and
nowhere.
then blah, blah, blah. And then there would have been the same cliche and then this episode would have been another bad episode.
Not a bad episode, but it was good. It was a 7.
It was a
Nothing
7.
great, but it was a 7.
Nothing.
Now,
Yeah.
overall, if you haven't seen our review, it's a 5.5.
Yeah, the only reason why so we're two people and we both have different opinions and different ratings. So Daniel gave it a higher rating than I did. So that's why we met in the middle. That's a 5.5. And the reason why is that high is because one person and one person only.
Daredevil.
That's it. But don't take our
That's just our thoughts.
yeah,
That's
don't take
just
our thoughts too serious because the show was good. Don't get me wrong, the show was meant to be a funny sitcom, lawyerly show based on Jen trying to be a superhero and balancing her life out. That's basically the show. The show was literally that, and the show did a really good job on portraying her being Jen and struggling to be She-Hulk and now in the mix. The show wasn't really about supervillains or who's gonna be a bad guy, who's that, and that. Yeah, not what we thought it was gonna be. But the show did what it was supposed to do and what it meant to be, which is a funny show about Jen.
Yep.
Becoming She-Hulk. That's literally what the whole show was about, and that's what they gave us. If you're an adult, grown man who's crying about it, get up, take a shower, go to the gym, and drink a smoothie and enjoy life.
That's Smoothie King.
That's Smoothie King.
Some things that I liked about this show. All the plot lines at the end, they were all filled.
Yeah, everything got answered.
Everything got answered. We weren't left with, well, what about this? Like, yeah, it left stuff for the future, but that's not a plot line within the show. Within the show, everything was answered. Maybe not in the way that we expected.
Yeah.
But it was still answered. Other things I liked. The cast. They all did great. They all killed it. Pug, he's just funny. Yeah. I almost said, what's her name? Nikki. Oh my gosh, she's so funny.
I love their duo. Their
duo is awesome.
Especially on this episode, like we got to see more of them too. With her putting him as a bait to like, go do this for us because you're a guy, you're a bro, and use all this offensive stuff that will offend women and stuff like that. But I don't know if you were listening to the conversations of the guys in that area. What the one that stuck out the most to me because it was so stupid, it was, I don't know why She-Hulk is getting recognition because we don't have a He-Hulk.
Oh, I heard about that.
Dude, I heard that. I wasn't okay. So the first time that I saw it, I didn't pay attention. I watched it at 3:00 in the morning because they had released a trailer saying don't spoil the ending, and I got excited. It's like, what's gonna happen? So I stay up and I watched it, and then I didn't listen to it at that moment, but I watched it again like a couple of minutes ago before doing the podcast, and I was like, what?
He-Hulk. Bro, what?
What do you mean a He-Hulk? There's a Hulk already. What
oh my gosh, it was so weird. I'm like, bro, what is this? He-Hulk? Dude. It's a bunch of dumb guys, so what do you expect?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But
so dynamically,
Tatiana Maslany as well,
yeah,
phenomenal job. Really great in her role. And whenever she broke the fourth wall, it was always good. Like it didn't feel weird. Like you're like, I don't know, this is a weird place to break the fourth wall. If every time she broke the fourth wall, it just felt natural, like the
yeah.
way it should. And she kind of like took it up to another level with her acting in this episode. For example, when she's like, "Oh, and what about the X-Men?" and then she turns to the camera and she's like, that was like that face. I don't know. There was just something about that like facial reaction that just got me. I was like, she's just like, and then
She
what is
knows. She knows what we
yeah,
want. She
and
knows. Yeah.
then when she's like, yeah, and maybe Daredevil, because, or when she's like, oh yeah, that's just what Hulks do. They smash this, they smash this, and she's like, yeah, occasionally Matt Murdock. I was like, damn. uh, what else?
She a freak.
Yeah,
She,
freak.
yeah. She.
She got freaking bro. 9 episodes. She got freaking with a couple different men.
Hey.
You gotta do what
She.
you gotta do.
You gotta do. She said it herself.
She says she got needs.
She got needs.
She got needs.
And Daredevil can fill them in. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm just gonna have to go blind.
So yeah, this I want to talk about more on the Kevin scene. I don't know if you noticed, but there were little towers around it, and each tower had comic books.
I did not notice that.
Books. Yeah, so there was a bunch of comic books inside the towers, and they had like this weird wiring, like if the wiring was like getting information from the comics, and then from there it's going to what we see
on the screens.
So I thought of that, so like, whoa. So they're not just like creating all this stuff. So we know that MCU is a comic book based universe. So they obviously create stuff from the comic books, and sometimes we think that they changed this because they wanted to, and they don't want to keep going with this, the comic book wise or whatever.
Right.
But sometimes they do change stuff to make sense. Like sometimes like stuff doesn't make sense, blah blah blah. Okay, so example, Scarlet Witch is the daughter of Magneto, but on the MCU, she's not.
Right.
And the reason, I'm guessing they changed that to make it make sense on Age of Ultron. Make sure she had different parents.
And they didn't have X-Men back then. They didn't have those rights and stuff.
So again, so now with this stuff, it shows us that they are really, really gathering all the stuff from comic books. I thought that was a pretty cool Easter egg.
That was cool. Yeah. I was hoping that there would be something on the whiteboard whenever she walked into the room, and it was like whiteboard. I literally paused it. I'm like, I paused it. I had to rewind, pause, because I couldn't get the perfect frame. I got it. I'm like trying to look. It was nothing important. At least nothing that I saw.
Yeah, I was looking. I was trying to see if I can see like an Easter egg or anything, but everything was like blurred out. That we're not really paying attention to the background.
Other stuff she teased, like I said, World War Hulk earlier, when she's like, "Oh," Kevin was like, "Oh, but we were supposed to introduce," blah, blah, and she's like, "Yeah, save it for the movie." World War Hulk, baby.
You know what? After seeing the ending of this episode, I don't think they're gonna go with World War Hulk. I don't think. Think about it. Think about the reason why World War Hulk exists. Okay, so Hulk in the comics, he became such a big threat that the Illuminati decided to take him out of the planet, send him out to space.
Yeah,
that's a space problem now, not us problem.
It's a space problem.
So he landed on the car, and then that's where we saw on Thor Ragnarok 2 years after that he was a gladiator. He was doing his own thing, and after that, I think he just come to Earth and has revenge on the Illuminati for saying that far. Again, so that's what happens in the comic. But now we're in the MCU. So he went to Sakaar already, but he didn't get
kicked out of Earth. He just went by himself because he wanted to feel love by the people that he feels love around. Natasha, he couldn't love her the right way because he wanted to leave that scene of like fighting and all the stuff, but she didn't. So he just left, and then he went to go out. Now, what happened after that? But yeah, so he's back on Earth, but he's not rampaging and going against. So I don't know if they might do that because then now we already have Scar now, his son.
That's why I wasn't mad, but like I wish they did it in a different way. Because if he was gonna come back, I was expecting to see little tease of like Hulk gone wild on the news or something like that. I don't know. But we didn't. We just got a normal, smart Hulk that nobody likes. But here's the thing. Marvel, as we just saw in this episode, is very self-aware. Nobody is advocating for Smart Hulk. I haven't seen one person advocate for Smart Hulk. And every person that has said, this is part of his development. Eventually, it'll lead to Rampage Hulk, to Stronger Hulk. That's the only things I've seen that have advocated for Smart Hulk.
Those people suck.
They know. There's no way they don't know. I think we have to get that.
Eventually we will. I hope we get like I don't know if you finished the I forgot, I think it's Spyro something like that.
Spyro?
That Hulk and no, not the dragon from PlayStation. I forgot the name. It starts with something like that. That Hulk and Bruce Banner separated.
Oh, that they turned into two different bodies.
Yeah. And then Hulk became Hulk, and then Bruce Banner was Bruce Banner. Do you think that eventually will happen if they keep experimenting with stuff with him? Do you think that will eventually happen? I think that would be cool. Then we get Bruce Banner doing scientific stuff, and then we get the Hulk being the rampage that we all want.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they keep him in the same body only because I don't know. I just got a feeling now that he has Scar that he doesn't want to be human, because if he's human, then Scar's not human. And then how are you going to raise a kid that's Hulk? I don't know. It's just weird. So
I wonder who's the mother. I wonder like who decided to pick the mother of Scar on here.
Someone.
Hulk got freaky over there for the 2 years.
Everybody be getting freaky in the MCU. Let me tell you this. They getting down. You think superheroes don't get down? They got free time.
A lot of free times.
They got free time?
Well, now with the delays, they got more free times.
She-Hulk got more free time than other people. But they still got... And Daredevil, apparently, because I saw this TikTok. It was like all the girls Daredevil got with. I'm like, damn, bro. He be getting with everybody.
If she walks, she walk into his room.
I'm telling you, you gotta go blind. I'm about to poke a fork in my eyeball. Anyways, that's all we. Do you have anything else for the show?
I think we went through everything. I don't think we missed anything.
Yeah. One more thing. Just something quick. I don't want to talk about it for too long. Is last episode we forgot to mention it. They talked about the Sokovia Accords. Sokovia Accords are repealed. Team Cap for the win. If you were Team Iron Man, you were wrong. Sucks to be you. Suck it. I don't remember what team I was on, honestly. I'm pretty sure I was Team Cap, but I can't say that I remember that I was.
Yeah, you're Team Cap. I was Team Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. So, Messi, suck it. You were wrong. Sokovia Accords repealed.
The only reason why I'm in Team Iron Man is because Bucky killed his mom.
Because you don't have forgiveness in your heart. It wasn't Bucky. It was
Bucky.
It was a plant in his head. It was
Yeah.
not Bucky. Bucky was mind controlled. If a
Yeah.
robot took over my body and I killed someone, is it me that killed someone?
Yeah.
And that's our show. So you can find me at Danny42 with 3 N's. 2 is taken on Instagram. I just realized I did not change my name whenever we took our ad break. So it still says Daniel Perez. But I'm going to type it out for you just in case you are illiterate and can't see. So that's how you type it. Anyways, you can follow me. Don't be weird. And where can they find you?
They can always find me on Instagram at Messi.17 _ And I did not forget to change my name because I am prepared. But again, if you don't want to follow us in our individual pages, you can always follow us on TikTok, Snapchat. No Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, where you can always get our latest content, and especially blah blah blah. I cannot talk today. For more specific content, you can always follow us on our Instagram. That's where we keep everything mostly updated, and also on TikTok, we just put videos there because that's the only thing that we can do there. But yeah, so
That's a show.
yeah.
Be ready for Black Adam next week. Unqualified Heroes.
Oh.